Kia ora ana, ko Aiaikitekura Kavana tōku ingo. Anō ia rutu tō oiro taut, I runga te inua o Aitutaki. Tōku ngā metua anō, tōku mama ko Nooroa, tere te ata, te maine a Kawana e me elder. Tōku papa anō, ko maine rewa, George, te maitia marata rāko rewa. Engari rā, ki tōku papa āngai ko Pāterika, e tangata Irish. You know, I'm a second generation migrator. All our children are New Zealand born, I think 5 generations. I always say what I missed out leaving the homeland is the education about our culture, about our history, and about, you know. Amazing thing as kids, as young as we were, okay? You want to eat, you're going to find the food. You find a tree, you'll find food on it. And we get taught to read the sky, to read the weather, by sound, you know, by the birds, by the way the birds are flying, singing. We get taught all that as kids. We had a healthy Cook Island household. But then what I didn't miss out is what I gained here. The ride over to New Zealand on the Mariposa, I think a lot of Cook Island men and women recognises the name. I was stuck in that cabin because I wasn't well, while my cousin went upstairs and had fun, and it took 5 days. When I got to Auckland, my brother was there waiting for me. And then we flew here. And that's when the journey of being in Hawke's Bay, Hastings started. Yeah. I'll never forget. We were sitting in a taxi coming down Marine Parade, and I looked out and all I saw was ocean. And I remember saying to myself, I don't like this country. There was no coconut trees, there was no motus. You know, I wasn't seeing what I normally see when I'm out and about, when I wake up in the morning, which is a lot of trees around the place, at the back of your house, at the front, wherever you look. The lagoon was a hop, skip and jump away from your back door and for your front door. That was in 1966, and I started school in 1967. I was excited. I loved education. I loved learning. I remember sitting in the office with the headmaster, and I remember to this day his words. The last 4 letters of your name spelled a New Zealand Māori girl's name. Do you mind if we called you that? He didn't wait for a yes or a no. I just shook my head, and he took that as a yes. And then the next thing that happened, the dentist come into my classroom. She brought me to the front, got me to open my mouth, and all I could think about was, this is how you check pigs in a pen. Back home, that's how I used to watch the men in the family checking the animals and that. And she asked me these questions. Why is your teeth so white? I brushed them. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And the next question she asked me was, what was your dentist? A woman or a man? And I was about to say, English woman named Pat. She said, oh, a man. And I think what took the smile off my face was when they asked me what class I was in, I said standard 4. I remember those words as well, no, you can't be, so we're putting you back into standard 3. So here I was, the oldest in the class, being pushed back a class, getting a new name changed. And I remember having that feeling that I was different. In our language, in the Cook Island Māori language, our words are not heavy. We weren't taught, oh, you're white, you know, it was like, oh, e papa ādrei tangata, it means European, just that person with a lighter skin, eh? But coming here, the discrimination, the racism education came in. I did not realise that until years later. That hunger for education didn't leave me. When I became a mother, I made a vow to myself that when my daughter starts school, I will attend school. And I did, as an adult student. I made an appointment to go to EIT to do a fashion course. I'm not sure how I ended up being interviewed by Nigel Roberts. He's another artist. And he says to me, do Introduction to Visual Arts and Design. And I said, but I'm not an artist. I think I said something along the line, anybody can be an artist. And that's when the journey of this creativity started. It's the best thing that I ever did because it helped me open up about my feelings. You know, between the time I left the homeland of an awesome life in a village life where I was allowed to talk, I was allowed to explore as a kid, you know, there was no barriers, and then suddenly the whole life changes. I was able to express myself with all the turmoil that I went through. Leaving home, not liking that first day I came to New Zealand, there was no coconut trees, no mango trees, you know. It became the inspiration in that. And I went and put all those memories inside my work.